Alright guys, we're here at Chevy and we are about to go pick up our truck. Let's see what exactly went wrong. Alright y'all, so we got the Chevy back. They did a nice detail on it too, actually. You know, compliments for exactly what happened. So what did exactly happen with the Chevy Colorado Trail Boss? So everyone knows from my previous video that I was driving, all of a sudden my check engine light comes on, pull over immediately, engine overheating. I'm like, what the heck? Pulled over within 30 seconds. Anyways, Chevy's roadside assistance came and picked it up, brought it over to the dealership, and so I got it back now, sitting in the driveway. And so what exactly happened? So what happened was when the tech replaced this upper radiator hose that sits right here, the lower portion of it inside, they did not place the clamp on correctly. So it is just a fluke. It wasn't anything with the Chevy Colorado or any of this, like, you know, any issues with the block. You know, they went through and did a whole once over on it and made sure that everything was still good to go with the motor and everything. And I stopped fast enough where it didn't, the smell I was smelling was 99% of that coolant hitting the block, a hot engine, and I've had the windows down, and of course me smelling all that heat and chemical exchange there. So it turns out it wasn't anything too crazy, except for a job done too fast and something that was not secured properly, which in this case, I'm glad it wasn't the motor. I'm glad it wasn't something super serious. I'm glad that I stopped fast enough where I didn't have any crazy engine damage. So, you know, people are like, well, maybe it was driver error. Guys, I look at my gauges every now and then. I don't stare at them while I'm on the road. When it did happen, it happened fast. It was almost like, as I drove it to the gym, I drove it to a store, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden I'm on the road halfway coming home, and right when the light came on, that is when the temp gauge went whoop, all the way up, and it gave me the alarm. So it all happened. It wasn't like it was just like incrementally getting hotter. It was like the whole hose blew off, and it happened like simultaneously. The hose blew off, engine got hot right away because I was driving it already, and that's kind of how it went down. So it wasn't driver error. I mean, it was just driving. It's only got 20,000 miles on it. So I will say though that you can try to check the work of the techs as much as you can. The particular hose was actually down there that ended up blowing apart, and of course when that blew apart, it kind of like splashed everywhere. They did a really good job. Obviously they sent the truck to detail because, you know, it was their fault, you know, for not doing it correctly. I mean, it is what it is, right? So they detailed the truck for me. They cleaned everything up. So I got it back looking really nice, like it should be from the detailer. And they fixed the work, and everything seems good. They drove it about 10 miles to make sure everything was good. I drove it to make sure everything was good. We just drove it home. No ticks, no sounds, no nothing. All the gauges are normal, of course. I was laser focused on those gauges on the way home, and of course with them spotting their mistake, they went in and they double checked it. They flushed the system. They put all new coolant in. As you can see here, we got coolant, guys. That's what it should look like. It shouldn't be empty. I know a lot of people were saying like, oh, the Colorados, I got so many problems. I just wanted to preface with, this was definitely a fluke. You know, it is what it is. It just happened. I'm glad it didn't happen on the trail. I'm glad it happened here. We could get it taken care of like we did, and we did. The truck is performed excellent on the trails. I'm blown away by its performance. You know, with this not being a ZR2, we've never had an issue on the trail where we have to pull one of the trail bosses out. we did have to pull a Z71 out, but that is not his fault. I'll link the video up here. That was some really deep mud, and you know, when you frame out, you frame out. It is what it is, right? But you know, the important thing is we got the truck back. There's no issues with the truck. Everything's good. Chevy did correct it. It was free, obviously under warranty. They took it and did a thorough detail on it. The whole engine bay, the whole truck for me, and so that's really good. I know my service advisor was awesome. I know they said 3 weeks. I had called her. She's like, absolutely not. I'm going to get you in as fast as I can. Within 48 hours, the truck's sitting back in my driveway. You know, they did a really good job here, especially with the area that I live in. The dealerships are just smoked. You know, they're so busy. It's not everyone getting their truck fixed, just everyone getting their oil change or tire rotation or just basic maintenance or recalls. So we live in a busy area. What do you expect? So, all right, guys, you can throw your comments below, whatever you got for me, and I'll try to answer them as fast as I can. But I just wanted to let everyone know that it wasn't as serious as I thought it was. Thank goodness that it wasn't a block issue or oil. I'm glad it was what it was. It was a simple fix, and we can get back on the trails and start riding again, and we can show you what this truck can really do. Obviously, you know, we have a new baby, Eliana, so we haven't gotten on the trails yet, but we are going to be going to the trails probably April, May-ish again. We're just waiting until she gets a little older, maybe like a month and a half, before we get her bouncing around out there and get her on a routine, because now, you know, she's just eating, sleeping, pooping, and rinsing and repeating, and so, you know, got to get her used to camping, and the mosquitoes are going to be coming out. So anyway, sorry not to bug you with all that, but we are super excited to get her on the trail, both of them, both the baby and this baby here. So moral of the story, try to check the stuff done after the text. Wasn't too big of a deal, and we got her back home and she's running good. So thank you for watching. God bless.